All right, it's Becky from Wild at Heart Farm, and I am back with a hot chocolate mix. It's getting winter and it's getting cold, and we only heat our house with wood. And when it gets real bad, we will put on a couple of oil heaters. So I like something nice and warm, but I do not want to get the hot chocolate mixes that have all kinds of crap in them from the store. And we eat very little sugar. We consume very little sugar. So what I wanted to do was make my own recipe. So come along with me. We're going to start out with a cup of cocoa powder. You can use cocoa powder. You can use cacao powder if you want to. I don't actually know what I have in this right now. I think it's cocoa powder that I have. And it's calling for 1 cup. I forgot to grab my cup. Hang on. There we go. All right, carefully. And I'm gonna mix this in a jar. And this is gonna be sugar-free because I'm using a sugar substitute, not sucralose though. You don't wanna use sucralose. I like to use Swerve is one of my favorites. You can use monk fruit as well. The thing with monk fruit I find is it's got a little bit different of a texture to it. So I really like this one, which is, this is an erythritol and something else that I can't pronounce. But I like that brand. And you know what? I have so little of this that I'm not overly concerned. It's not something that I partake in a lot. So we've got that, and then we need 1 1/4 cup of the sweetener. And you're only using 2 tablespoons of this at a time. Like I said, it's not getting tons of it. And 1/4 cup. I always manage to make a mess. Quite 1/4 cup. There we go. Again, it doesn't have to be exact. And then 1 teaspoon of sea salt, but I'm using this unrefined mineral salt from Redmond's Real Salt. Just 1 teaspoon of that. So you're getting some good minerals with that choice as well. And then 1/4 cup of powdered milk of your choice. Now today I am using just a powdered skim milk. It's not my first choice, but it was all I could find yesterday. We live about 1.5 hours out of town, and I wanted to get this recipe done so that I could enjoy some this weekend. But I think if I could find grass-fed powdered milk, I'm gonna look online. Or you can also use like a coconut oil powder, some sort of a powder like that. The reason I've got this open sideways is my kitty, Harvey, Wild at Heart Harvey. I caught him chewing on this bag. Cat. So I'm gonna just get a lid for that. So I'm gonna put that into, I like to store all of my things. Actually, I'll take you one day and I'll show you my shelf here, but I have everything that I need for baking and everything else is all in quart jars up on a cabinet here in my kitchen. So we're just going to put that in there and give that a good shake to get all of those ingredients incorporated. Okay, 4 simple ingredients, and I will be back to make a cup of hot chocolate with you. All right, let's have a cup of hot cocoa. First thing I'm gonna do, because I've got a new jar here, I like to label all my jars. So I've got my P-Touch, and so I'm just gonna print out my next label. I love this, like everything that I've got here is labeled and so organized. I've always dreamed of having my things organized. So that's a good investment. It's just called a P-Touch. So we've got our sugar-free cocoa label. Peel that off. Yeah, it's getting, actually right now it's not that cold. It's only -1 or -2 Celsius, but last weekend during the night it was getting down to like -20, and it was cold in the house. All right, label, I'll lay that down. This is certainly not necessary to make this recipe, but I'll just show you how I organize things. Okay, so now that can sit on my shelf, and we've got hot cocoa. Okay, so how I'm gonna mix this is I'm just having some almond milk, unsweetened, original almond milk, and I've done that in the frother. So I'm gonna actually pour that in first, and then I can add my cocoa mix into it. Now I really do like this. It's called Milkadamia, unsweetened, and it's our new puppy Sam is looking through the mudroom door at me. So this is all plant-based, it's raw, never roasted. I really like this product, but I've noticed over the last several months, I was giving it a chance. Every time I put it in the frother, it just separates, and it's terrible. It's just like water with like these curdles in it. So I've gone back to the Almond Breeze for right now anyways. All right, so this is nicely mixed. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons in there. And I'm gonna add some little bit of water to top that off. Again, you can use whatever milk you want, whatever water combination you would like. And whatever sweetener you like. You can use real sugar in this if you want to. And I do like monk fruit. I don't want you to think that I don't like monk fruit, but the one that I have, which is very reasonably priced that I get from Costco, it has that melt in your mouth texture to it, and I just don't love it. I'll try my next batch with it. It might be a little bit different when you're using it in this. Okay, taste test. Oh, very good. Highly recommend. It's the first time I've made this. So, you know what? Most of the time when I'm doing a recipe, I just look on Google and it gives you ratings. I have now though started taking some of my favorite recipes and I'm transcribing them into a book so that I've got them here on hand. I can just flip through the book. I do use on my phone an app called Paprika, which my good friend Cora recommended to me. And it's a really great one for storing things. But what if you lose power? What if you don't have Wi-Fi? I don't have cell service where I am, so I'm reliant on Wi-Fi. And if the Wi-Fi goes out, I can't access any of my recipes. So I'm gonna start writing all my favorites down into notebooks now so that I've got them at my fingertips. So I'm gonna go and enjoy my hot cup of sugar-free cocoa, and I hope you guys have a great day.